are now in Tobermory, and we're waiting to board our cruise. We booked our cruise with Blue Heron. They have special free parking spots, so we parked there. The parking is based on first come, first serve. This cruise is a double-decker. You can sit at the top and get an amazing 360 view, or if it starts raining, you can go at the bottom. We started boarding the cruise from here. The cruise will follow this route. First, we'll be visiting the shipwreck. On the way to Flowerpot Island, you can also see the lighthouse. Now, the cruise is gonna go to Flowerpot Island. All of this water is actually Lake Huron. It's very windy. This is what the back of the cruise looks like. This is what the Sweepstakes shipwreck looks like. The Sweepstakes shipwreck, also known as Sweeps, was built in 1867. It hit the coast of Cove Island, then towed to Big Tub Harbor, where it sank in September 1885. It got some serious damage and was not repaired in time. That's why it sank. It was transporting coal, and it was retrieved after the boat sank. This is the view of the shipwreck from the glass bottom of the cruise. Now, we are close to reaching Flowerpot Island. As you can see, we saw the big flower pot and the little flower pot on the cruise. Now we're arriving on Flowerpot Island. We're about to reach the dock. Okay guys, so we just came off of the boat, and now we're on Flowerpot Island. Flowerpot Island is a very rocky place, so I wouldn't suggest bringing any strollers. Come on, let's start our journey through the trail. This is the map of Flowerpot Island. We came from here. We are going to be following this trail all the way to the big and small flower pots. The trail between the dock and the large flower pot has absolutely no washrooms, so make sure you go before you start your trail. We saw this beach while we were walking by. It's very rocky and the water is so clear. After much hiking, guys, we have arrived at flower pot number 1. This is a small flower pot. There was a little board that tells you how the flower pot was made. The Dolomite Rock, which is Flowerpot Island, survived the last glacier. After the ice melted, the water completely covered the Flowerpot Island. Levels of the water fell through a series of stages, removing the thinner rocks. The places where the waves stayed for a long time created sea caves. The water kept on digging into the rock, creating more cracks and joints. The water then removed the thin material behind the piece of rock. Erosion continued below the thick bed. The thinner beds were easier for the waves to break, resulting in rapid removal of the rock beside the flower pot. The water has stayed around the same level, and you can see that the pillars have nearly worn through. This has resulted in the shape that surveyors in 1820s call flower pot.
A few moments later.
Guys, we have finally reached the big flower pot. This is so much bigger than the little flower pots. After the big flower pot, we started eating. Just a reminder, there are no food shops on Flowerpot Island. Guess what? After the big flower pot, we saw this cave. This is actually one of the biggest sea caves on Flowerpot Island. We really didn't get time to visit the lighthouse. We had to go back to our cruise. It was already 6 o'clock. Time for cool things I found. Number 1. This looks like a ghost doing a ritual. Do you see it? Number 2. These rocks look just like a cheese sandwich. Number 3. These rocks in the ground look like a skull and a bone. Number 4. These sticks and bark look just like an entryway to another dimension. Number 5. This looks like a monster, antlers, and a really big mouth. Number 6. This looks like a highway, a really smooth one. Number 7. This rock looks like a grill. You can go back on the cruise every hour, but if the cruise is full, then you can't board. But if there's space, you might be able to. The Flowerpot Island was actually so much fun. Guess what? We actually saw a rainbow on our way back. Now we are on the cruise back to Tobermory. It was an amazing adventure. Bye Flowerpot Island, and thank you for watching!